great day. If and when a hurricane heads our direction, Houstonians have two choices: evacuate or hunker down. No matter what you choose to do, it's important to have three things: the latest news, a safety plan, and an emergency kit. Preparation is critical, and Paula Jemison with the American Red Cross will tell us where to start. Good morning. Please welcome her to Great Day. Let me first start with, over my whole news career, I've covered plenty of storms, plenty of disasters, and the thing that we could always count on is someone from the American Red Cross being there to hand you that warm cup of coffee and give you advice of what to do.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
Thank you all very much for that.
And thank you.
All right. When it comes to the preparedness kit, the traditional kit has some things. We have some new technology as well that you're going to show us. This is one of those things where people go, well, duh, of course you need some water. But yet we saw so many people standing in line, especially after Ike, needing water.
I was one of those people. And we always need to remember we need at least a gallon per person per day.
Yeah.
So that we can make sure that we have all that we need in terms of everyone and family having water.
And buy that stuff now, because I remember being at the grocery store. I thought I was going to go get some water myself, and it was all gone. And a woman said, oh, well, I guess we need to head to the wine section, and we did. But, but you can't be surviving off of wine. You need to have your water. So things like this, and take us through some of these things that you...
Sure. And not only that, you also need 7 days supply of food, 3 days supply of food as well. So we need to make sure that we have food that's non-perishable, but we also need to make sure that we're checking our expiration dates on our food. And don't forget, if you do get canned food, don't forget your can opener as well.
Because your electric one is not going to work.
Exactly.
Right? And how many of you, when you checked your food during Ike, had stuff that you're going, really now? It was like, 12 years old, 10 years old, stuff in the back recesses of the pantry there.
Exactly,
All
exactly.
Right? Yeah, but some good packaged things, also things that are nutrient dense, some things that have some protein to it, some variety of food that you might need.
And we also don't want to have our kids running around too much, so we want to stay away from a lot of the sugars as well sometimes.
Although, have you noticed the candy, like the sugar stuff, lasts forever?
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly, exactly. So we also want to make sure that we have paper towels. Sometimes we forget that we have spills and we need cleanup, as well as bacteria wipes. We also need to make sure that we have a first aid kit available.
Yeah, and check that stuff to make sure it's still all functional, it's still all in there, because you go back in there and realize you used all the Band-Aids last time, right?
Exactly.
We certainly know in Houston this is important as well. Yeah, the bug spray, because when your power's out and you're hot and sticky and the mosquitoes are out, that's just, it makes you mad.
Exactly, exactly.
Right. Got some stuff for baby here?
Absolutely. We don't want to forget all the toddlers, do we? And so sometimes in our haste and we have to evacuate, we forget that we need to make sure that we have baby wipes, we have Pampers, we also have bottles, but we want to have entertainment for our kids as well.
Yeah, but the diapers and baby wipes, that's your spare. Don't ever touch that. Just make sure you have that there. Dogs, your pets?
We don't want to forget our fur babies. So we want to make sure that we have some essential foods, and as well as the doggy
the bowls and the traveling kits.
Exactly, exactly, in your traveling kit.
Yeah, and this is also a good time to make sure your pets are chipped in case they get lost. Okay, this was another one right here. Whenever you need a flashlight, how many times does it not work, right? So make sure you got your fresh batteries and the whole bit, and again, that you know where it is, where to put your hand on it. There are also some digital things that we have today that we didn't have before.
Absolutely. So this is your regular standard disaster kit, but now that we're in the technology age, we want to make sure that we're staying connected before, during, and after a storm. And this is you need to make sure you have a digital disaster kit. So we want to make sure that we have an adapter, because 9 times out of 10, we're going to forget it. I know I'm guilty of this all the time, leaving it at home. We also want to make sure we have a power strip. When we are, and we may have to evacuate and stay in a hotel, we may not have the outlets. We want to make sure that we are connected as well. We want to make sure that we have a battery charger, but not only for one, but for several cell phones at one time. And, of course, we want to make sure that we have all of our paperwork together. Why not put it on a jump stick where you can carry wherever you go, and you can download it easily.
And then, of course, you can stay tuned to KHU11, and we'll give you all the information. Is this a radio?
Exactly.
And a radio and a flashlight. Look at this right here.
What's so unique about this is it's a crank radio, because we may not have electricity, right?
Right.
So we always want to make sure that we have access.
You can go to the Weather Channel.
And you can go to the Weather Channel as well as KHOU for all of your news and weather. weather as well.
All right, you have a free Red Cross emergency app, so tell us what that app will let us do.
Sure, absolutely. So the app will not only give you information about weather, but also allow you to create an evacuation plan. It'll also help you stay safe and connect with your families to let them know that you're safe, as well as helping you to find and have a checklist of all the things that I've discussed here, as well as everything else that you may need to in time of the hurricane.
All right, we have a couple of folks in the audience who have questions for
Absolutely.
you. Starting with Richard, who is with Shell. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning.
And what's your question?
Well, this is all really very interesting about the emergency kit, but I'm one of those guys that kind of says, "Oh, I better go get this stuff." Can you name off what would be my top three?
The top three.
The top three, you want to make sure you have water. You want to make sure you have food. And if you need medicine, you want to make sure that you have a 7-day supply of medication.
Yeah, so you make sure you have that, all right? And then we'll come to your house for the water and the food.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go on to Diana. And Diana, what is your question?
Hi, I'm a senior, basically, and I don't have a cell phone. If I were in a dangerous situation during the hurricane, my landline is down because usually during the hurricane
Well, it's
season,
interesting because your cell phone's more likely not to work and your landline is more likely to work,
Exactly.
right?
How do I contact authorities that I'm in danger and need help?
Good question. So before the storm, you need to register with 211. That will let you know, you can advise them that you may need to be picked up, but also that you may have special needs. That will help you to actually stay in touch and actually have someone to check on you.
Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right, and then Pam has a question as well. Good morning, Pam.
Yes, I live alone in a senior community, and I know there are emergency services that are available through the state, but how do I know if I'm eligible and how can I sign up for those?
That's a wonderful question. So again, if you register with 211, they will actually connect you to all of the resources that may be available for you in your particular area.
Yeah, and also
based
if
on
you
your ability.
have, like I have a mom who lives in a senior center, so check with them to see what their evacuation plans are. Where
Exactly.
would she be going to in the event that we were separated and the whole bit. So
Exactly.
yeah, the key is to be prepared before anything actually hits.
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
thank you. And this time you will have water, right?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And you can find even more Red Cross Hurricane Prep tips and download their app by logging on to redcross.org. And while you're there, see how you can help by becoming a Red Cross volunteer or making a donation. Let me ask you about that, about
Yes.
becoming a volunteer.
Yes.
Because, again, the thing that touched my heart is there are people whose homes were also flooded.
Yes.
Or they had no power as well, but they were out there helping others. So what does it take to be a volunteer, and what kind of person are you looking for?
We're looking for all people. And all you need to do is just go into our website and register, and we'll gladly open you with open arms.
Because there's something for you to do.
Exactly. Because Red Cross is a volunteer-based organization.
Thank you.
Thank